Welcome to It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas, as we bring you the history of our city and some of the people that have made history over the years and some that are still making history this very day. And we are very excited because in this session we're beginning a wonderful, wonderful interview with Boys of the Year. Boys of the Year is very important. We've already interviewed the Girls of the Year, and now we have number one on the hit parade today in a red shirt and a beautiful red tie from South Grand Prairie High School, the Boy of the Year, and his full name is Leslie Devereaux Evans Jr. Welcome. How are you, Leslie?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Miss Jackson?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's great to have you with us, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Don't you roll in the excitement of you're the only boy out of all of South Grand Prairie High School, warriors, important people.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're the one they picked as the outstanding person to represent the school in the young men that are graduating from the class of 2011.
Yes, ma'am. I really consider it an honor and a blessing to be nominated and selected as the South Grand Prairie High School's Boy of the Year.
Isn't it good to be it? And all the power that goes with it?
It is.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And when you're not it, you're an ex-it, and that's over every doorway that tells you to go outside, and that's an exit. So you're going to be happy with being, for this year of 2011, well, it's really 2010 and 11 school year,
right,
that you are the acceptable one.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about the real Leslie today. First of all, please name your parent.
My mother, her name is Sheila Evans.
Oh, that's wonderful. We don't tell anything else about her other than the fact that she is your mom, and I bet she's patting herself on the back as well as you, right?
I believe so.
Oh, that is wonderful. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have two half-sisters. The names are Monica Evans and Tamara Evans.
All right.
Monica lives in Dallas. She is in her mid-20s.
Okay.
And Tamara lives in California. She's doing some work out there. So.
Oh, that is great. So you've got them packing, doing all the good stuff, and now you still have charge of everything here in Texas, right?
Correct. Yes,
oh, that is good. I'd like for you to give me the schools you've attended since kindergarten.
Since kindergarten, I have attended W.T. Haynes Elementary School in Irving, Texas.
That's in Irving?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's stop right there. Was that in Irving? Was that your kindergarten year only in Irving?
Actually, that was second grade through fifth grade. Kindergarten and first grade was J.O. Davis Elementary. I'm sorry.
Okay. And all of that was in Irving?
Yes.
All right. Give me, and your kindergarten teacher, who was your favorite?
My favorite kindergarten teacher? Probably Mrs. Sharp.
Mrs. Sharp in Irving?
Yes, ma'am.
That is good. Now let's see, when we go from kindergarten and we're still in Irving, what was the next school?
After elementary school,
I want to know from kindergarten to the fifth grade.
Oh, kindergarten, it was J.O. Davis, then W.T. Haynes.
W.T. Haynes.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was the favorite teacher of all of those from kindergarten through your elementary?
My favorite teacher of all was Mrs. Genzel.
And spell that for me. Genzel?
Genzel.
Genzel.
G-E-N-Z-E-L.
Z-E-L.
Yes, ma'am.
She was the star of all of your early year teaching there.
Yes, she was.
Did she recognize you as a leader, or why is she your favorite?
Well, she's my favorite because although I would act out of character sometimes, she would put up with me and collaborate with my mother to get me in order and complete my work and become the leader that I try to be today.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, ma'am.
She gave you the start and push you really needed, and now you're real proud of it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then when we left elementary, where did we go to middle?
Truman Middle School.
You went to Truman?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's a tough old bird at Truman Middle School.
Yes, it is.
When you got there from Irving, what'd you think about changing towns and people and all of this?
Well, I was young, and a lot of my friends were out here because I attended well, I've been attending Matthew Road Baptist Church, and so that's the reason why we moved out here. So a lot of my friends actually went to Truman, and once we got settled into things, I just continued to make more friends, and I think I adapted pretty quickly.
You did.
Yes, ma'am.
And in the middle school, who was the favorite teacher and why?
My favorite teacher in middle school probably was Mrs. Rayleigh.
Mrs. Rayleigh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
She was probably my favorite teacher because pretty much the same thing. She saw the potential in me to have an impact on society,
Yes.
and to distribute my knowledge throughout society.
To straighten up and fly right.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, they're good at that, aren't they?
Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful. And after you left middle school, did you go to a ninth grade center?
Yes, South Grand Prairie Ninth Grade Center.
And what was it like to get that close to being a warrior on campus, on the big campus, and here you are at ninth, all you have in your school is ninth graders?
It really felt like middle school in a way.
It did.
Yes, ma'am. Except everybody was in the same grade.
Did you have a favorite teacher or a favorite subject at the ninth grade?
Favorite subject? I don't
just-
think I didn't really have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them say, we didn't even like the ninth grade center. We just went through it because that's the only way we could get on campus.
Right. It was just another stepping stone.
That's wonderful. Well, we're going to give the ninth grade center a plus anyhow,
Right.
because they got you through it.
Right. Correct.
And then when you went over to the big deal of the day,
yeah, South Grand Prairie, the big campus is really awesome.
did you almost get lost the first year?
I did with all the halls. Now they have numerous halls all the way to A to L halls and just all over the school.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you just kind of drew your sights in and out and followed the rules.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Would you have a favorite teacher that first year at South that really helped you over the humpy bumpy places?
Favorite teacher, probably Miss Laney. Miss Laney. She was my biology teacher. She retired the year after, and going into my junior year, she retired, and I think she works at the Ed Center. But
Yes.
she was a real good teacher. Just very patient, and tried her hardest to make great students.
And you responded pretty well, apparently.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
You decided to stay at South.
Yes, ma'am.
Decided to work, and then you got promoted the next year, and you went right on up the ladder. Tell me the next year in South.
Junior year was, to me, it was a year of preparation for my senior year. A lot of the work we were doing was to prepare us for senior year and senior year for college. So
Yeah.
junior year was, it was a pretty fun year though.
Did you have some pretty hard subjects?
Not really.
Not really.
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you have a favorite teacher between the 10th and 11th and 12th grade, those 3 years that you were taking to prepare yourself to be a senior? Who was your favorite and most inspirational teacher that you had, and why?
My favorite teacher at South Grand Prairie is Miss Roberts. She's a pretty young teacher. She taught me junior year in my English 3 class, and this senior year, she also teaches a public relations class.
PR, okay.
Yes, ma'am. And so I was in that class as well.
What do you think about a teacher that really does inspire you to want to do better, and it's all for you? It's not for her. It's all for you, or it's not for him if he's a man teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
I think those teachers should receive a good amount of recognition. The students should try hard. We as students should try hard to recognize those teachers and commend them on their tasks in trying to better us for the world and prepare us for college.
Okay. And so Roberts is going to get the big star,
Right.
#1 on the hit parade.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is good. Now I'm going to read what the principal, Donna Grant, your new principal. You haven't had her but about 2 years, have you?
Correct. That is right.
But she is a stem winder.
She is.
She's good.
She is.
She's really cooperated with the boys and girls, and And she said some nice things about you. I'm going to talk to you about that later, and I'm going to give you a copy of what she said.
Oh, okay.
Okay, first of all, it has here that your activities and honors at school include the FCA 2007 through 11. That's a lot of years.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the FCA?
FCA is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Oh, man. All right, and you enjoyed all 4 years of that.
I do. I have enjoyed it.
That is wonderful. I salute you for that.
Thank you.
And go to the Agape Club too, and then you'll have a double whammy. The Lord will look forward to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Varsity football through 2008 to 2010, and you slacked off in 11. You decided you wasn't going to play football that year.
Well, actually, the season is. Well, I was on varsity for 3 years, sophomore, junior, and senior year, and so.
Oh, you were sophomore.
So this year doesn't really count because I will not be on that team. But when we put football terms, we just put the season we played.
Oh, I see.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. Why haven't you talked about football?
Well,
That's
I
not-
love football, but
You love it, but that doesn't help you bring in the dough, unless
no,
you
ma'am.
want to make a career of it.
I used to, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, it's listed down here. You did a good job in it.
Yes, ma'am. I was.
What'd you
pretty
play?
good. I played linebacker, kind of the same position as DeMarcus Ware for the Cowboys
yeah?
plays.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Oh, that's a mean sight.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh dear. All right. Academic all district now.
Yes,
Tell me
ma'am.
about that.
Well, every year throughout the football season, there's a team selected by the coaches throughout the district,
Yeah.
and they select. It's based off of GPA.
Oh, that's good.
So, yes, ma'am.
All right. The NHS member of the month too.
Yes, ma'am. National Honor Society.
National Honor Society. That's all of that counts good. Here's what it says. He likes reading, working out, hanging with his friends. He participates in the Young at Heart mission trips and a proclamation choir. He has worked at Mission Arlington, and he plans on attending college where?
At TCC, then Dallas Baptist University.
Okay.
In 2 years. Yes, ma'am.
Now here's the principal. I've got to get this in about 2 minutes. He is one of the most diligent, thoughtful, intelligent, and hardworking young men I've ever met. He is quick to lead, yet willing to take direction. His short life has had many obstacles, and he has met each one with a positive attitude and a maturity beyond his years. And it's signed by Donna Grant, principal of the school. I congratulate you and think it's the most wonderful things. And I'd like for you to look out into your camera.
Okay.
I'd like you to thank your parent, and I'd like for you to thank the people at school that got you to where you are besides what you put into it.
I'll just like to thank you, Mother. I love you. I'm so glad that you have raised me trying to follow God's path and just to be the man of God and the man that you want me to be. I love you, Mother. And I also thank all my teachers and my colleagues at school for just setting me up to be great, not to settle for less or mediocrity, but to have an impact in our society and in this world. Thank you.
It's wonderful. You made an A+ on that presentation.
Thank
I want
you.
to thank you for being here, Leslie.
I appreciate
God
it.
bless you forever, and let us know what you're doing one of these days.
Okay.
If a 90-year-old lady is still interviewing television later on, come back to see us,
All right, I will.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
and we'll be right back with the rest of our show.
Ah, George Strait. And don't mess with Texas. 2 Texas icons just like, come on, this jacket. It's custom and is perfect for fighting litter with glitter. Huh? You don't like the jacket. And I like the jacket! But you love horses, huh? Am I right? Look at that. George doesn't like the horse. Of course you don't like the horse. It's a tiny horse. What you need are boots! Because the king of country can't go walking around
Hang
barefoot.
on. I think I got this. Don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
That's a wrap!
Welcome back. We're just so glad that we have right before the 2 young men that we are bringing to you today as Boys of the Year. The one from South Grand Prairie High School, he left the studio, and look what happened. We're just so glad to welcome 2 very fine young men. They are the twin young men from the Grand Prairie High School as Boy of the Year. Each one of those claimed this title, and they're going to fight it out to see which one is number 1 and which one is number 2. But this is the first opportunity we've had to bring twins to our viewing audience. And welcome back to History Tape number 658. And I'd like to welcome, first of all, Jonathan.
How you doing, Mr. Izzy?
Jonathan Alvarez.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we're so glad and congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Grand Prairie High School is proud of you all. And with your permission, may I welcome Tommy at the same time?
Yes, you may.
Tommy, we're just so glad to have you two young men here together. And congratulations to you also.
Thank you.
And I just think that's just wonderful. And y'all are going to have to decide between you all which one is number one and which one's number two. We're not making that distinction today. But first of all, Jonathan, I'd like for you to name your parents.
My parents are Johnny Gonzalez Alvarez, and my mother is Tomasa Ann Reyes.
All right, that is wonderful. And do you have any siblings, any boys, any sisters and brothers?
Yes, ma'am. I have an older brother who is 19, and I have an older sister who is 22, and she just graduated from UTA.
From UTA?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that sets the stage for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is really great. Now, I need to know this. The schools you've attended in Grand Prairie, Texas, since you've been in Grand Prairie.
I started off, I moved here 3rd grade, and I went to Sam Houston Elementary.
Sam Houston.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Middle school, I went to Adams Middle School.
And then to Adams?
Yes, ma'am. And then Grand Prairie High School.
And Grand Prairie High School.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, guess what they did to Houston?
What they do to Sam Houston?
They've closed to Sam Houston because it was near the freeway.
Yes, ma'am.
They've made it into another entity for the Grand Prairie ISD. So your old school is going bye-bye. But isn't that bad? But now, you know what? Adams is still there.
Yes, it still is.
Are they leopards?
They're Panthers.
They're Panthers.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
knew it was one of the black animals.
That's right.
All right, but tell me about Houston School. Who was your favorite teacher there?
My favorite teacher had to be, let's see, my 5th grade teacher, Miss Sterling.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
she taught me pretty much.
Good. Who was your favorite teacher at Adams?
Adams, favorite teacher at Adams. I didn't have a favorite teacher, but I did have the favorite principal, which is Calvin Harrison, Mr.
Oh,
Harrison.
Mr.
Yes.
Harrison. Oh, wonderful, wonderful young man. Did you love Adams?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. Not many of the students I've interviewed have cared anything about middle school, but I've found about 4 lately that just really love it.
Yes.
All right. And when you got to Grand Prairie 9th grade center, what happened?
Actually, my coaches from track and cross country are the ones that really took over my
Ninth
effort.
grade.
Yeah, throughout
right.
the high school years. They're
And
the ones that guided
then
me.
when you moved over to the big deal of the day at Grand Prairie High School, what did you think about leaving 9th grade center? Were you glad to get over there and all that mix up of 3 classes?
Yeah, it really was.
What did you think about it?
It was a good experience, actually. I mean, the teachers there it changes. Once you from freshman year to sophomore, you go through this change.
You're in
where
there.
you become more mature.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When you left Grand Prairie High School, who was the best friend in teaching and the subjects? I'd like for you to name your 2 favorite teachers and at least one subject that were your favorites.
My 2 favorite teacher, my first favorite teacher was Angela Huron, Miss Huron.
Yes.
She taught pre-calculus, and my math was favorite subject. And my second favorite teacher, it would have to be Coach Alvarez. She was my coach for cross country and also track, and so was Cole Good.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Good. Coach Good is really
Excellent.
good. Yeah, he's a really good man.
All right, I'm going to read some of the things they have down as your honors, and if you don't agree with any of these, first of all, the National Honor Society,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
remember that. That is a plus. The senior class vice president.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a real cool one. Student council member, cross country co-captain, and what's cross country racing? Is that on foot or what?
That's on foot. The boys run 5K and the girls run 2 miles.
2 miles.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Did you ever win?
Yes, ma'am. We have 3 back-to-back championships.
Oh man.
So yeah, we got a 3-peat, and then we're hoping to go for a 4th championship this year, district championship this year.
Oh, that'll be good. What's the Blue Crew?
The Blue Crew is the flag runners at the varsity football games.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I know what
That was
track is, and
that's a nice-
you're running track, doing
Yes,
all these
ma'am.
other good things. I want to let you know that the hobbies they have down here, you work at Six Flags Over Texas,
Yes, ma'am. As a warehouseman, I work in the warehouse.
and I play sports, and I'm involved in school activities. I plan on becoming a mechanical engineer.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a tough subject.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, and what university do you plan to attend?
University of Texas at Arlington. Longmont,
Oh,
Mississippi.
Arlington, UTA Arlington.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, this is good. I'm going to give you a copy of this because this is worth the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Joseph Shoal, my principal of the century
Yes.
is Jonathan is an excellent student who is very involved in school activities and always ready to assist at school.
Yes, ma'am.
You got it in writing. He signed it. And if he had just dated it, it would become an archived piece of history. But we can get him to do that for us one of these days.
Yes, ma'am.
But that's as many things as I have about you right now. I've used up 6 minutes, and I've got to get on over here to
That's
Tommy.
fine.
You gonna give it up for Tommy?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I was born first, so.
Way to go, Tommy. He was born first, so he's first on the hit parade in getting here. But does that mean he's going to be first always in all of these things, or he's going to have to work for it?
We'll see. It's the statistics will tell.
That'll prove it. And name your parents.
Johnny Gonzalez Alvarez and Tomasan Reyes.
That's wonderful. Then for the schools you've attended, would it be the same schools?
Same schools.
Same schools. So I've got to put down Houston, which is now gone bye-bye. The school has. And Adams. And then tell me about Houston, your favorite teacher.
Favorite teacher probably had to be Miss Riggins.
Good. Wonderful. And that was in what grade?
3rd grade.
As in 3rd grade. When you first came
When
on
I
board,
first
she
ca-
welcomed you, didn't she? That's great. And then to Adams.
Adams' favorite teacher. I didn't even have a favorite teacher. I had a favorite coach, Coach Fuller.
Coach Fuller.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Separate from yours. Y'all have different taste in people. That's great. And did you enjoy Adams?
Adams was fun.
Yes, we loved it. I mean, in sports and academically, we loved everything.
Did they
especially
welcome
principal.
you all from
Yes,
out of
I did.
town?
Especially John Dubisky, Mr. Dubisky. He was a character. Yeah, I missed him.
And since he passed away, and we named that magnificent school on 161 for him, that's a salute, isn't it? All right, now then over to the 9th grade center.
9th grade center. I was actually a star there. Everybody knew me because of football. So
Yes.
yeah.
So you were a big deal in football, and he was on this track thing. Yes, wonderful. At least you had differences of opinion on sports, didn't you? All right, and then 9th grade, you like it as well as you did.
I had fun at the big high school, I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay, now the transfer from the 9th grade center on over to the big campus, what'd you think about it when you first got over there?
It was a lot of people. Everybody, you get to meet new friends, older people, and get
Yes.
a good perspective on everybody.
Did you find a good role model to follow?
Mm-hmm.
Good, that's wonderful. I think that is just superior. But now, all of the years that you spent at Grand Prairie High School, from including the 9th grade, what did you decide was you're going to really study for, and your favorite teacher and the main subjects? And give me a review of that.
Well, my favorite teacher had to be Mary Johnson because she was always there for me, and she was a great teacher. She taught the class, and
What did she teach?
Child development.
Child development. You needed that. Yes, wonderful.
I'm probably gonna go into kinesiology or education,
Yes.
and I'm gonna attend the University of Texas at Arlington
Okay.
as well. We're gonna go together.
Y'all can back each other up and get
Yes,
two
ma'am.
parking places or one. That's wonderful. I'm going to read some of the things that you were involved in. Varsity football quarterback, the guy that carried the mail. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it is.
That is great. Junior class officer. All right. Class favorite. Oh, you missed being class favorite. Tommy had to be first, didn't he? Oh, that is great.
Yes.
And student council. That's it. Varsity baseball. Now here's an honor between football and baseball. Which one's your favorite now?
Football.
Football.
Yeah.
And you played quarterback how many years did you play quarterback? 2?
2. I started 2 years. My junior year I started.
Good. And it was wonderful. And in the Gopher Warrior Bowl, all of that is such great happening. Now, varsity baseball, did that come see, come saw?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I did pretty well. I hit my first home run my senior year too. So
Oh, well, good. That's a thrill, isn't it?
yeah.
All right, then. Now, here's what Joseph Shoal, principal of the century, in my opinion. Tommy is an outstanding young man. His enthusiasm for his school and his fellow peers is above and beyond the norm. he possesses an inherent desire to achieve. Mr. Alvarez is a true leader on our campus. Y'all have the best reviews from the cotton picking principal of anyone I've had in a long time. This is very, very good. We've used up almost all of our time. We might have one more minute, and I'd like to ask you, first of all, Jonathan, to look out into your camera right there. Thank everybody that helped you through all of your schooling here in Grand Prairie ISD.
I'd like to thank all the teachers, all my administrators, all my friends, all my family who's helped me to be who I am today. And I'd like to give a great thanks to all of them out there.
Tommy, you're next. You're getting thank you time, looking straight into your camera.
I just want to thank everybody who was there for me and who helped me achieve and have great success. Teachers, family, friends, principals, administrators, and Miss Ruthie Jackson.
Thank you, and I would like both of you all now to join me thanking Mr. Mike Hasty of the Grand Prairie Friday Rotary Club. If it had not been for Mike Hasty, we may have never seen these two young men in person. We were going to use stick figures and pictures, but then they decided the best thing was to come forward. And thank you, Mike Hasty and Grand Prairie Friday Rotary, for the scholarships for these twins, which was a first in all of our history of Boys of the Year. Thank you very much for watching our show today. Thank you for Grand Prairie, Texas, and the Grand Prairie ISD for all the wonderful people that they bring forth and turn them into wonderful people at the nearest college or university. Thank you for watching our show, and God bless America and Grand Prairie, Texas.